This is just a quick demo to show the 3D carving features of VCarve Pro and how to engrave a line or picture on top of an already existing 3D surface. So we're going to start by creating a new file, and we're going to be choosing a rotary style job for this because this is going to be done on a rotary indexer. The pumpkin that you're going to be carving on, I'm going to estimate is roughly 10 inches in length and 10 inches in diameter. We're going to choose a Z0 position of the surface of the cylinder, which in this case is going to be a pumpkin, and the XY0 position is going to be at the center. And so once I've got my file created, I then need to import a model that I'm going to carve on top of. So the part that you're going to be carving is kind of a simple pumpkin shape, and anything that is relatively close in shape and size to your pumpkin will work. I've actually gone out and found a 3D model of a pumpkin online for free. I'm going to use that as the basis for my carving. So my first step is to import my pumpkin model. So here it is right here, and that's going to open up the 3D file import dialog. I'm going to scale this model to fit my material, to fit inside my 10 by 10 cylinder. And then I'm going to hit OK to import my model into VCarve. So this doesn't look quite like a pumpkin. It kind of looks more like a caterpillar, but that is because the way VCarve interprets 3D models is it takes them and unwraps them and lays them flat on a work area so that you can plan out your cut. And then when you actually save the cutout, it wraps the cut back around a cylindrical shape and creates a rotary toolpath file. So all the cutting that I'm going to be doing is going to be on the surface of this unwrapped pumpkin shape. So the first thing, just for help with visualizing the shape that we're carving into, I'm going to actually pretend like I have to cut this pumpkin shape out, which you wouldn't have to because your part that you're cutting into would already be in the shape of a pumpkin. But I'm going to go ahead and calculate a three-dimensional engraving toolpath to create the pumpkin shape that we're going to carve into. All right, so that is how we would make our own pumpkin if we needed to. Of course, again, that you don't need to. Now I'm going to add some text that I want to engrave into the surface of this pumpkin. So I'm just going to type in pumpkin text. And then center this text on our pumpkin and go over and choose a profiling toolpath. You can do a profiling toolpath. You could pocket shapes out. From the photos that you shared, it looks like mostly you're going to be doing just straight line cuts following different shapes. And so that would be a profiling toolpath. I'm going to cut 1 inch into my pumpkin to make sure that I get all the way through. And I'm going to cut directly on these lines rather than outside or inside of any kind of shape. And the most important part is I need to check this box down here at the bottom that says project toolpath onto 3D model. That is going to make the cut follow the 3D shape that already exists in the file. So I hit calculate, and I can see that these blue lines representing the actual motion of the tool are following the curve and shape of our pumpkin. So if I go ahead and preview this cut, I see that I've carved this text into my pumpkin 3D model. And as I mentioned before, when this cut file is actually saved out of VCarve, it will wrap this shape around a cylindrical base again and actually carve this in the round on your rotary indexer. So that's how easy it is to carve text and shapes into already existing 3D shapes in VCarve. And again, you'll just need some model that approximates the shape of the pumpkin that you're carving into. And again, if you carve deep enough, then you'll be sure to cut all the way through the surface of your pumpkin, even if it doesn't exactly match the shape of the model that you've loaded into VCarve. All right, I hope that makes sense, and let me know if you have any more questions.